I have hit record.
Same here.
Alright, hello everybody. Today is part one of the Warships kind of FPS series. And how we're going to start it today is a little different than usual. Actually, no, I lie. It's very different than usual. So, approximately a year after sinking, the Glacier Rider was spotted sailing the course they were on the day that it sank. The large icebreaker was infamous for her intimidating size, crew, and captain to match, forcing other ships to change course if their routes intertwined at similar times. However, it's never been an aggressor outside of verbal threats in a skirmish with other ships. Now, as a suspected ghost ship, she's reportedly attacking any others within her range. No one knows why the Glacier Rider has risen from its watery grave, but authorities have ordered all vessels to steer clear of her until further notice. It's a nice day wherever you are, though, Abbigull. The sun is shining, there's a few heavy-looking clouds in the distance, but otherwise there's a gentle breeze flowing through your feathers, and the seagulls that are not your family are flying overhead, squawking joyously as you sail along the ocean blue. However, despite this, you feel a growing sense of dread. Tell me, where are you heading and what's on your mind?
I
Go
think.
ahead and introduce yourself and continue.
Right, yeah. Introductions first, then get into it. Hi, hello. Uh, I'm Kraken, the victim of Babble's nefarious campaign. It's going to be great. And I am playing the Admiral Abbigull, who, speaking of, is sailing back to Toontown, I should think. And yeah, there is a growing sense of dread. For a couple of reasons, I should think. And being a pretty much lifelong cleric, she knows not to ignore gut feelings, first of all.
It is a good skill to have.
Yep.
Tell me, besides that, is there anything else on your mind, perhaps?
Letters that she has been getting from Jackie have been getting weird for a while, at least.
At least a month, yeah.
At least. Enough so that she did start adjusting things to pass by Toontown to check in person. But that sense of dread, as of right now, is only getting bigger. And maybe she can't pinpoint why, she just knows that she's feeling it and knows that means something. She's lived too long to doubt her own gut.
That is entirely valid. And again, it is a very good skill to have. Well, as you continue getting along, seeing Toontown in the distance, you're so close. You hear a knock on the door.
Wait, what?
I can tell you right now, it's already uh, one of your crewmates. I'm
Okay.
assuming that you are probably in the chart room or something.
Yeah. That would be fair. In the chart room, doing all the paperwork that captains have to do, because my god, there's a lot of it in the real world.
Oh goodness.
So, hearing that knock, come in, come in.
Mm-hmm.
What's up?
Instead of coming in, they just slip a letter in the door and say, "We got a weird letter coming in. Said it's for you. I'm just gonna bye. Go back to work."
Well, someone's shy. Uh, bends down to pick up that letter off the floor. Should she roll anything or should she just open it?
Make me a perception check.
Whew, nice.
It's hard to see, but with that high of a roll, you do see some white ink sort of staining part of the envelope.
Hmm. Like specifically white ink, not like any sort of invisible ink you hold it in front of the fire sort of shenanigans?
No, just regular white ink.
Hmm. I think for flavor, as a part of her investigation, she like did the thing where she like brings it right up to her beak and takes a big ol' whiff. I don't know if that tells her anything other than the, huh, it smells like white paint
Uh,
a little. But it's something she's done.
oh dear Lord, Abby, why?
Sometimes you can
You
tell a
don't
lot
know
about the
what that
smell
white
of
ink
things.
is. You don't know what that white ink is and what it belongs to.
Well,
Uh,
I assume it's addressed to her.
it is, yes.
No return address?
There is a. Nope.
Hmm.
Do you open it?
Oh, yeah. Having ascertained all this, no hesitation. Yep. Uses a finger as a letter opener because being UPA and, the three-dimensionalness of her is questionable at any given time. Her finger's just a letter opener.
Oh, entirely valid. As you open, you feel an even deeper sense of dread. So you read the contents.
To Miss Admiral Abbigull, something is wrong. It's Ajax. Act swift. Written in orange ink hastily. And the only indication of a sender is a simple, poorly doodled bunny. Oh dear. Well, okay. First thing she does is kind of burst out of the chart room in a flurry of feathers, just onto the deck, and starts calling commands to the crew, just like, come on, don't you want to be on shore? We've been away a long time. Who wants shore leave? Tighten those sheets. Get the jib going, come on. Wind to those sails, go.
Well, she's not. She's not going to be honest and tell him what's going on.
It's not quite their business, is it?
That's fair. It's not.
And as I think people are startled into scrambling into further action than they already were, uh, she is going to take another look and just squint at the ink in the signature because this is not. Should she roll history at all? I don't know if it's pinging any bells at all.
Roll me an investigation. And specifically, you want to look at the bunny.
Oh boy, this bird does not do investigation. Let's see how this goes. No, 3.
Hmm.
Is it a bunny?
No,
She
it's
thinks it
unfortunately not
is.
ringing any bells. Yeah, you can't remember a time when you saw an orange bunny.
I mean, technically, she saw some sort of pastel bunnies recently, but they can't write. So yeah, she
Well,
is just getting all the speech, all the haste she can to go make port.
alright. And you get to port at perhaps a little faster than you should have.
It's a little chaotic.
Maybe crash into the dock just a little bit.
People are
Not
shaking their
bad enough
fists
to
because
hurt.
she created a whole bunch of wake. They kind of like the squabble Tokyo drifts into place.
Yes! Chaos. Make me a nature check
Oh boy.
as you're getting off the ship.
Nature. Still a 0.
With advantage, because you
Oh!
understand weather. With advantage, yes, please.
Yeah, not one. Thank you for advantage.
Well, I mean, you are a weather bird.
19.
Much better.
Thank you.
Much better. Okay. So, before you could have sworn that the clouds were over Toontown, but they are indeed not over Toontown. They're much further north. Much further north.
Hmm. Which is kind of
But
funny,
as
because
you
if she
continue,
thought they were over Toontown, you know, you'd think she pays attention to the weather. Mechanically, she is a Tempest cleric.
mm-hmm,
So this is weird.
perhaps it moved.
Hmm.
It's a pretty quick movement compared to earlier.
Concerning. Great. She does like the bare minimum to make sure nothing's gonna like uh fall apart if she leaves the ship. Like bare minimum. This crew's been around a bit. It'll be fine. It'll be fine. And she's off. Jackie's apartment. Noom.
Oh, Jackie's alright. I was gonna give you options, but okay.
Oh, okay. Well, maybe I should hear the options. Abbigull's got a single-minded focus, but I don't need to.
Well, the options are you can go either to Jackie's apartment or you can go to Scrubby Dubby Ducky office.
Mmm. What time is it?
Hmm. It is incredibly early morning.
All right. So I think what this is she like takes off and starts flying for Ajax's apartment, kind of screeches to a stop mid-air, and has a think. Her little bird brain gears start going, and they go, "Hold on a second. Probably still at work. This time of day, probably wrapping up. Switch directions."
Alright, roll me a survival check. See if you can find out where it is. I don't think you've ever visited before.
Not bad. What does that get her?
Ooh, a 14. Well, I mean, it's not really all that hard to find a freaking building with a giant fucking rubber duck on the ceiling. There we go. The roof. That's what I meant.
Terrible. Amazing.
God, it's so awful. I love it. I'm guessing you just burst in.
Uh, yes. As usual, Abigail does not open doors. She tends to kick them in, but this time she's been flying, folds her wings in, drops to ground level, and just bonk flies in through the doors.
Well, you're making me actually have to open a character sheet.
Ha!
Okie dokie. Immediately, Abigail, as you go in, you are greeted by every once in a while you see one of the other janitors walking around, waving hi, giving you confused looks, some of them. Some of them are just continuing to mind their own business. Make me another survival check. See if you can find Mars' office. There are a lot of doors.
Hmm.
Mm,
Not great. 11's not great.
it is not. It is not.
I think she picked a hall, a direction to go, and just this bird makes a lot of noise kind of as default. Might even be
Mm-hmm.
purposely being noisy because maybe she'll find Jackie first and things will be fine, or maybe she'll cause enough ruckus and get someone in charge over.
Wow, Mar, apparently you just don't give a single fuck. Alright. Unfortunately, that does make sense, considering the state that you might find her in.
Oh? Okay. Hmm.
Make me another survival check as you get other people trying to redirect you away from the certain hallway that you were trying to go down, because, oh dear lord.
This bird is getting turned around.
Yeah, no, I imagine, like, several people have just, like, physically, like, maneuvered her away. Like, hey, this is a dangerous zone. You don't want to go in here dressed like that.
And she's just like, I'll go dressed however I damn well want. You all look like a bunch of rubber duckies. I'm looking for Ajax McKellar.
Well, eventually one of the older-looking janitors gives you a look and says they haven't been here for around a week. Although if you really want to find out where they could have gone, you might want to talk to Mar.
Great,
Mar's in her
fantastic.
office.
Who's that? Where do I find them?
Come with me.
Finally,
Do
something
you
useful.
follow?
Yeah, following.
Alright. Well, it's kind of ironic considering that Mar's office is literally the only one without any ducks really on it.
Oh, the privilege of being in charge.
There is a little decal on the door though with a ferret on it. So take that how you will. He doesn't go in though. He does knock. Let's see if she notices that. I'm gonna say that that's good enough because fuck you, Dice Parser. And there's just a crack at the door. And the other guy just kind of runs off. Like, alright, she let you in, bye. I'm not touching that.
Yeah, Abigail doesn't
You're on your
much
own.
care whether he stays around or not. The door's open and crack. Abigail's moving to like try and push it open.
Alright, well you push it open and you practically fall through because nobody was trying to keep it closed. And what you see is a very tired, distraught, and surprisingly bandaged Mar? Ferret Tune? Making her way over to her own desk. And she says as you fumble in, how can I help you?
Yes, great. Hi, hello, handshaking pleasantries all aside. I'm looking for an Ajax McKellar. They still at work? Or something about not being at work? I have to tell you, I wasn't paying too much attention.
You see her straighten. And exactly who are you, and why should I tell you anything about Ajax?
Feathers fluff up, bristling. Well, who are you? Listen, my name's Abigail.
I am their boss. That is who I am.
Yes, fair, excellent. I'm Abigail, Admiral Abbigull. I am concerned. Concerned. I'm concerned.
Would you mind elaborating on why you should be concerned?
You know what? Can Abigail try rolling insight?
Go ahead, by all means.
Oh! 21.
I'm going to roll deception.
Oh,
Please, please fail. Please fail, Mara.
oh my
Fuck you.
god! Wait, what the? Babble plus 13? What the?
I have my reasons. Don't worry about it.
What?
Don't worry about it.
Okay.
Don't worry about it.
So Mar just beats out the bird.
You get the feeling that she almost has some kind of similar connection. But past that, you don't see anything. She's just a boss.
She
She's just a
huffs.
boss, as far as you know, trying to protect her employee.
Yeah. Abbigull huffs, crosses arms. The one foot is tapping very impatiently on the ground. Tap, 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 tap. She's like, yes, hello, your boss. Don't want to be sharing personal information with any rando that comes in. That's fine, but at the same time, I do not want to be sharing potentially personal information with their boss. Let's just say recent communication has been giving me the bad heebie-jeebies.
And how exactly am I to know that you are not the cause of those? Give me one good reason why I should trust you. Just one.
'Cause
I think you cut out there, Kraken. I only heard a slight blurb.
it wasn't so much that I cut out as Abbigull is a little bit stumped. Because something comes to the tip of her tongue, but she doesn't quite want to say it. I'm going to actually have to roll a whiz save. Maybe, I think. Is that what this is? Whiz check, because my god, this bird does wisdom. I don't quite want to tack the +6 onto this. Oh. This is the game she gets the good rolls in, which normally is great, except this one particular instance. Mar sees Abbigull's beak open up, then kind of clack shut, then open again. Just go, because, look, tunes, we're all tunes, you know, it's found family, whatever.
Mar raises her brow. Roll me a persuasion check.
Oh, good. Wow! 2! You need to do better than that, Abbigull.
Abby, I'm so sorry. I can't give that to you.
Yeah, no kidding.
I was trying to think of any reason why I should give her advantage, but unfortunately I can only come up with reasons to give her disadvantage because this is Mar.
Yeah, and like...
Mar is a bit of an ass.
They're both being stubborn.
They really are. And Abby, I'm going to have Mar roll an insight check on you. Hopefully that'll help.
Okay. 22. The Admiral is agitated. You know, the foot tapping, wings crossed, but like the feathers fluttering. And just very agitated. This bird is like vibrating in place. She wants to be doing things, doing something, action, go, go, go. And she's just gonna go, look, I've known the kid for, oh gosh, what's it coming up to? Years, decades. Known them since they were just a little thing. Just the tiniest wee little pink one.
That's funny. I don't recall anybody by the name of Admiral Abbigull anywhere in their contacts list, nor on their oddly fake birth certificate. Did you know that they didn't know this? They didn't know that they had a fake. And she is saying this while she has spun around on her swivel chair and going through their files to pull them up.
Well, see, that seems to be a mighty odd thing to telling me if you're so concerned with Jackie's uh, keeping any such apparently, I don't know, unsavory individuals such as myself from their information. But as for the emergency contacts, I would imagine it's because they never know where I could be at any given point. I'm a traveler, I sail. It could be anywhere. Not very useful for emergency contact.
She says nothing about the good points, but she does kind of do a slight nod. And I'm going to roll a d2. Fine. And she kicks her file drawer shut. She swivels around. They aren't here. I sent them home about 2 weeks ago. Well, actually, no, it'd be 3 weeks now. Because they did this to me. And she gestures to the entirety of her, which... God, Mara does not look good. She looks like she has been in a fight and lost.
Abbigull's eyebrows, like, leave the confines of, like, the edge of her design. They shoot way up. They're, like, a good half foot above her head. She's just like, really now? Good for them.
Abigail, had it not been for the fact that they are one of my best employees, I would have fired them.
I don't...
Doesn't help that they had already been stressed enough with I don't know what. But ever since a month ago, for what it seems like ever since I came back from your ship, yes, I am aware of you. I heard tale from some of the other employees. They haven't been the same.
Ooh.
So you can imagine why exactly I'm not too pleased.
Yeah, Mara could do another insight if she likes.
She is going to. Ooh, 15.
Yeah, you know, it's not, yeah, let's try and see if can she, it's not quite deception. It's all the same either way. Deception, performance. Oh my god!
Nat 20!
Oh,
Oh
my
god!
Internally, Abigail flinches at the, you know, ever since they came back from you, ain't been the same. Internally flinches. Outwards, poker face stonewall.
God!
Oh my god, Abigail.
Alright,
And she just goes,
What?
well,
Oh, go ahead.
I suppose I can think of why, but, I suppose I might see some of the issue here then. All the same.
Oh, I didn't catch, like, the middle of that.
Oh, okay. She's saying, alright, so that may connect a few dots for me, specifying that timeline, but what would... Okay. Speaking of timelines, let me get this straight. A month ago, starts being stressed. Fine. 3 weeks ago, this, gestures at Mar, happens. Send them home. No one has seen them for a week? Is that correct?
Well, they haven't been to work since I told them to go home 3 weeks ago, so take that however you will. I don't know anything.
Has
outside of
anyone
the
been
fact
to
that
check on them? officially, unofficially?
Oh, wow, Mar. Your intelligence sucks. As far as I'm aware, no one from here, but they do have a neighbor that drops them off sometimes. He hasn't been around. Tried calling him at one point because he is on their emergency contacts list, but he wouldn't say anything.
Well, this has been only marginally helpful.
I'm sorry I couldn't do more.
This bird's head is gonna, like, tick to the side, like, you know how birds do, just, like, intently studying. Just going, that is a mighty lot of damage to have stuck around for 3 weeks. What'd you do?
Roll me an insight check.
Not so good.
I'm gonna... God, please, Mar, please. Oh, thank God. No! I saw the 10, I got excited. You know what? Fuck you, Dice Parser. Fuck you. Just fuck you.
You're the one who gave her a plus 13 in
You
deception.
see her tense. And you get the increasing feeling that she kept doing the one thing that Ajax does not like.
Just kind of foot taps faster.
I may have put my hand on them without asking first.
Oh, well,
They were panicking. I was concerned. I wanted to make sure that they were all right.
No good deed goes unpunished, huh?
In this situation, I suppose that it makes sense.
Well,
if and when you find them, let them know that they're welcome back. It was meant to be only a short break, but I didn't expect them to be gone this long. Things have been hell here. I can't leave it alone.
I'll pass along the message. Sounds like the intentions were good, even if it didn't turn out good.
I'll show you the way out. And she gets up, kind of limping along as she leads you to the door. Place is a maze, so I've been told. Apologies for that. Although I'm only slightly sorry. I like rubber ducks.
Well, as Abbigull follows, I think she's just going to not say, yeah, being in charge of a bunch of people can be a hassle. Good luck on that. And on the word luck, she is going to try casting Healing Word.
Okay.
So let's see, 1d4 plus spell casting modifier. For whatever this may or may not do for Mar, because my god, this injury is stuck around, because it's plot important and all, 5 hit points back.
Yeah. And she seems like she appreciates that. She does turn and warn you before you fly off, though. Be warned. They were surprisingly aggressive.
I'll keep it in mind.
I don't know what it is that you were going to find, but And then she just goes back inside. And I'm not going to make you roll anything to find your way back. You pretty much know the way to and from at this point. So what do you do when you get to the apartment complex?
For the first time in all the time I've played this bird, Abbigull is not kicking doors in. She's opening them like a regular person, even quietly. Even a little cautiously.
Well, make a perception check before you do so.
Oh.
Alright. You see that the door is already slightly ajar, and it is incredibly dark inside. The darkness seems to be seeping through the crack in the door.
Don't like that.
And it seems creepily inviting, as if it wants you to come in.
Don't like that at all. So what I'm going to do is Abbigull is going to cast color spray, not into the room, down the hall, just yeets her ink out of her, yeets her color out. She's now basically mostly see-through, minimal line art. And can I argue this gives her an advantage in stealth?
Yeah.
Wahoo. So, door's already ajar. Once again, being Yuppie, she's going to see if she can just get through that door without jostling it further and stealth inside.
Alright, roll me stealth at advantage.
Already off to a good start.
Oh, well, okay.
Hey! 21 and 22, it worked! Nat 20 on the second one, Nat 20! She is a ghost.
Hell yeah!
She is a ghost. This bird doesn't exist. She faded into non-existence. She is a cleric of the erasure, and she acts like it.
Well, surprise, surprise, I need you to make a constitution saving throw.
Haha.
All
19, though.
You feel just this large hint of dread gut punch you, but you withstand it. And everything is dark. However, you do at least know where the light source, or where the light thing is. You know where the lights are. Yep, that. You can't see anything.
Well, being semi-translucent as she is, she's gonna figure, especially in that 20, maybe she'll continue to stay pretty hidden even with the lights on, so just finds the switch. Click.
Okay. So, if you're still close to the door, which is where the light switch is, when you stare down the hall, you see a mess. Not a single piece of furniture is where it should be, or even right side up. And there is a suspicious amount of white ink on the floors, on the walls.
Oh.
Make me a perception check.
What's a 15 get me?
15 from the hallway. Oh, heck, I didn't open that particular document. That is on me. Come on, document. Please load. Please. Well, certainly straight ahead on the very back wall, you see an investigation wall.
Like one
You
of
see
those red
paper.
strings things?
Mm-hmm.
Mm.
You see dozens of papers scattered across the floor. And again, you see so many things, so many pieces of furniture just toppled over and damaged. You see where what looks to be like somebody had sent their flipper through the walls and the floors at certain points.
Like a Jackie-sized flipper?
Mm-hmm.
Hmm.
Roll me an intelligence check.
Oh boy.
With advantage, because I'm sure you would have seen this at some point. Alright. That is
Okay,
a.
okay.
You know what? We'll take the 17. You know that one of their favorite ways to use alter self is to turn their flippers into steel for good, punching power during a fight. They don't use it often. That is one of their favorite ways to use it.
Man. Abigail's going to still stealthily move in closer, and she is of two minds right now. Who? I don't know if you just heard that, like, blast.
I did, very slightly.
A good old tanker passing by. But Abigail is of two minds right now. Mind racing. It's like, okay, so either there was a second person here and this is a struggle, or Jackie connected some dots they did not like. Or maybe both.
We just don't know yet, do we?
We just don't know.
So what are you going to check out first? There's the living room. There's the floor. There's the kitchen, the bathroom, the laundry room, and of course, investigation wall.
I think the first thing Abigail wants to do, honestly, is just confirm that the place is empty. It seems empty. But she'd hate to just assume Ajax is not here, curled up somewhere, and miss it completely.
Hmm.
So is she able to do a general sweep, or should I pick a particular place
Yeah.
and have a look in?
You can do a general sweep.
All right.
And when you do, you don't find any signs of your favorite little blue penguin.
Is the rest of the apartment in general looking kind of ship shape as should be?
Sort of.
Sort of.
There are some things that seem a little odd.
All right. Well, confirm that Ajax is not here. Let's go back to the shit show. Try to take a closer look at things.
Where would
Abigail
you like
is
to start?
relaxing some, seeing that the place is empty. I mean, on one hand, relaxing because, you know, oh no, relaxing because there's no one hostile here. Still tense because it means Ajax is not here. She does not know where they are.
No, she does not.
So, would it be another perception to try and detangle the mess of information?
Well, are you starting with the investigation wall?
Yeah, I think so. Seems to be at the center of whatever's going on here.
It can be. Make me an investigation with advantage.
Good, because the first one was a 2.
Oh, and surprisingly, you get literally everything. Okay.
Wow. Ha ha!
So the first thing you see is a crewmate list. Dead, alive, families, and dog tags. On the first line, it says 100 crewmates total, 26 crewmates total. On the second one, it's 122 dead. On the third line, 4 survivors. On the fourth line, 74 out of 122 dead with known families. On the fifth line, 15 out of 74 dog tags retrieved.
Grim numbers.
And on the top, it does say the Glacier Rider crewmate list.
Ah. And Abbigull is familiar with the Glacial Rider.
Next thing you get is a 4-week-old newspaper and various tiny little snippets. It's a very small time newspaper, but it details the announcement sort of thing that I had made at the very beginning, entailing that the Glacier Rider has risen from a watery grave and is suspected to be causing problems.
Aha.
The next thing you get is an 8-month-old newspaper. Let me go ahead and open all of these documents.
I rolled the roll that makes you read all the things.
You did. I can't say that I am against this. I love spilling lore. I don't know if you've noticed.
We all love lore here.
So I don't particularly know how. Oh wait, no, I got that wrong. This would be a year old, almost newspaper. But I don't know how the months work in Toon World, so I'm not gonna say. I'm gonna just say summer of 2020. After dragging themselves ashore, 3 out of 4 crewmates of the Glacier Rider reported that she sank in the freezing waters far northwest of Inkwell. The circumstances of the ship's demise are reported to be due to the captain's negligence and a spontaneous act of rage due to a failed negotiation with another ship. The ship had been in dire need of hull repairs, weathered and weakened through the years of icy waters without proper maintenance. As for the negotiation, the ship needed more coal for heat, neglecting to get a suitable amount when it last docked, and decided to negotiate with a nearby ship that it had poor relations with. The fourth crewmate, washing ashore, had pulled the other 3 to safety in their small boat by a rope in their mouth, dragging them while swimming. While they all suffered a great deal of injury, the 3 crewmates we spoke to have since been resting with family members, and the 4th crewmate remains in the hospital in their port town, unable to give any comments.
Abigail is connecting dots. And maybe she doesn't have all the dots, and maybe they're not even connected correctly, but she's drawing the lines.
Next one is a 13-year-old newspaper. In winter of 2007, a fight aboard the Glacier Rider broke out during the storm a couple days ago, resulting in the death of the ship's half-Toon, half-real kind medic, Dr. Mortis Bellflower. It's reported that the doctor had been causing caught using one of the young or sickly crewmates as a lab rat for unauthorized testing of new poisons. He claimed he was giving them intensive medical treatment. However, the contents of the vials in his hidden office were poisonous, not medicinal. The captain is refusing to give names, but he says he will be keeping a closer eye on all of his crewmates from now on. In addition, we received tell from an anonymous source that this had been going on for around 7 years. The captain's response was as follows: I'm aware of how long it was going on. The crewmate in question will be fine and is being given proper medical treatment as we speak by a new doctor. It's uncertain if the captain is going to release any more information at this time. He is investigating this himself. That was me is scratched angrily in red and an arrow pointing to the first paragraph. He knew is written sloppily, almost as if they struggled to write it due to a shaky flipper.
Oh, Abigail was like fluffing up just in anger. Just being a cleric, the idea of purposely poisoning someone already, rubbed her feathers the literal wrong way. Having that there. Oh boy. Oh, more dots connecting, and she doesn't like a single one of them. She's starting to feel a little bit like, maybe I would like to punch some walls too.
A 25-year-old newspaper is next. In the late summer of 1995, 7 months after leaving port for another escort mission, the drifting cube was found empty and abandoned in the middle of a frozen ice sheet. Her half-sister ship responded to an SOS transmission from her captain, who Captain Mobile requested they not be named, stating that they were being followed and requested immediate backup. It should be noted that the captain of the drifting cube is Captain Mobile's adopted son, and was supposedly accompanied aboard the vessel by his partner. Captain Mobile stated that there were no signs of the crew or any life at all when we boarded. It was like they had vanished. The disappearance of the drifting cube's crew is still being investigated by her sister ship, as per Captain Mobile's demands. No information has been further released at this time. The only marks on or around this one is a single red question mark.
I mean, fair. Abigail doesn't know what much to make of that one either.
The next thing that you get, there's a Polaroid of a little blue penguin toon with an odd water-like spirit being behind him, their wiggly-looking arms wrapped around his neck lovingly. A large dog sitting politely beside them, wagging his tail with a dopey puppy smile. It's surrounded by red question marks and frustrated scribbles.
Well, that's interesting. Don't tend to see many water spirits about. I mean, I assume Abigail knows what those are.
Probably, yeah.
Has she seen one in person? The big ol' shruggo of maybe. Has she heard, tales? Almost definitely.
But you do see that that dog is a very, very familiar dog.
It sure is, and it was not a dog she has seen when casing the joint here herself.
No. There's no sign of him.
Abigail kind of takes... Is there more, I should say?
There is more. I didn't expect it to take this long. I know that there is an FPS directly after this one. I don't know if you want to just stop there or maybe continue after. For now,
maybe what we do is we finish up the result of this 19 in investigation. For the, I don't know how much longer to take up, but we end it on, Abigail investigating the hell out of this wall. And maybe I voice her detective guesses and conclusions, and then that's like part one. I don't know how far you wanted part one to go.
I mean, I could go on for a long time because, like, my idea for part one was to investigate the apartment and then have you be on the shore or go to where they're supposed to be, and then
So maybe what
end
we
it there on
do.
a cliffhanger. But I don't think we have time with
No.
another FPS to happen.
Suggestion. Wrap up the wall, end this recording, other FPS goes, and then we jump back in for 1.5.
Hell yeah, I'm down for that.
Alright. Tell me the rest of this wall. Dump me the lore.
Oh, that is the rest of the lore. That is all of it.
That is all of it. Alright. The salient points that Abbigull has been constructing in her bird brain. Oh man, there's a lot. She is a little relieved to see that there was an article that is dated from a month ago, which would also correlate with Jackie's apparent downswing in temperament. It's a bit of a guilty relief that maybe it isn't entirely Abbigull's fault.
That is entirely valid. And just to like spoiler something here, because I don't want you or Abby to think that it's not because of her at all. It isn't.
I know that.
It's not her fault.
Abbigull, she feels guilty. I don't know if Jackie has expressed that, like their feelings on it. I don't know. It's entirely possible Abbigull made sure they were okay, then jetted because guilt.
Oh no.
Listen, we all love a good miscommunication in our narrative.
Well, yeah, we do, and unfortunately, with how, Jackie tends to keep things to themselves.
Yeah.
And
listen, Abbigull knows lightning damage. She knows that that's like gonna scar. And she did that.
Oh boy.
But okay, so that was one dot connected. Just general to charting out the things Abbigull's gathered, a sort of timeline of Jackie's life? Question mark, especially if the one that would apparently be about them as a baby. I don't know, Jackie doesn't know what to make of it. Abbigull doesn't quite either. But if Jackie thinks it's related, then Abbigull will, take their phantom word for it.
Because to Jackie through you, it has to do with the Glacier Rider. The Glacier Rider's the bitch.
Yeah.
That is their on it.
Yeah. Tracking Jackie, tracking the Glacial Rider. And listen, Abbigull has been one of those ships who's had to like get in those like arguments with the Glacial Rider.
Mm-hmm.
She knows how much of a bitch this captain was.
Sort of. You sort of do.
I mean,
you know what it's like.
Maybe not how much, but definitely a bitch.
Totally.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
So like the quotes from him and some of the stuff the articles are reporting do not necessarily surprise her, except for the bit where it's just like, oh yeah, I knew this was happening and it's fine. The crewmate's fine. She's just like, no? No? No! What are you talking about?
It's more so supposed to be like, yeah, he's aware of how long it's been going on, as in like, he now knows how long it was really going on.
Yeah.
That's supposed to be how it was read.
Yeah,
but
she's still reading it as like dismissive.
That's good. That's good.
Like, yes, there's a certain way you talk to the press. Abbigull has never mastered it because she has the wisdom to, but tends to choose not to. But still, there's a tone that comes across, and because she knows how this person spoke, I'm not sure if she knew the glacial rider crashed and there were only so many survivors. And the other dot, I think the final thing I'll end on is the timeline of when it crashed and when those survivors came ashore. She's thinking that seems to line up with when Jackie started sending regular letters because they were ashore. Suddenly, for the first time in their life.
I'm so happy that the dots are being put together. She's
Abbigull is
connecting the
connecting
dots.
And she's actually
She's
connecting
them. And she's actually connecting them. She's not connecting not shit. She's connecting them. That didn't make any sense, but you know what I mean.
Oh, people listening to this in like a decade. What meme are they referencing? It's got to be a meme, but we just don't know.
Is this a meme?
Memeception. Too many memes. We got to go deeper. But yeah, I think I'll end it with, these are the dots Abbigull is connected. She likes exactly none of them. And the next thing she's going to be thinking of is where to go from here, because Jackie is not here and possibly has not been here for a good while. So we'll leave this here and hopefully come back for 1.5 in about an hour and a half. We'll see.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That being said, I'm recording.
Yep. Same here.